Hello, TV family. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. It is Thursday, the 22nd day of January, 2026. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. High clouds, 28 degrees. This is the last day. This is it. That high pressure ridge, that blocking high pressure ridge, which has been affecting our weather for about a week now, finally going to move out of here, and we're going to see some sunshine. Slightly above normal temperatures. That's not till tomorrow. We're going to stuck with this gunk one more day. Yesterday was a perfect example. The high was 32 and the low was 30. We're going to do something about like that today. No sunshine, but that's going to change. As you probably, if you've been following the national news at all, you know there's a massive trough of Arctic air that's going to come down right on the other side of the Great Divide. It's going to plow through the upper Midwest. I mean, the wind chills in like Minneapolis is like minus 40. Stuff like that, and eventually it's going to work its way down to the southeast with snow and sleet in like Memphis and Nashville. At the very edge of that massive Arctic air mass that's going to come down is us. And just because we're right at that upper edge, it's going to miss us, but it's going to mix up the atmosphere, the very edge of that Arctic air, and it's going to scour out the skies. We like that. Forecast is coming up. News, lots, sports. Kraken's 4-game losing streak is done deal. They won. They beat the Islanders. We'll have highlights of that. When we get to the sports, Gonzaga men beat Pepperdine again, 51 in a row now for Gonzaga over Pepperdine. The men, that's just a crazy stat there. Back half of the program, pretty good interview. I'm pretty happy to bring this to you from our friends at the Foothills Community Center, formerly the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. I'm still getting used to it, but they've only officially had the new name since New Year's Day. But I had a chance to talk with Erin, my good friend Erin, who's on the board of the Foothills Community Center, and Lydia is the program director, and they're having a big party on Saturday, March 14th, and you are invited. We'll talk about that and get an update from our friends at the Foothills Community Center. Great visit there. And it's Thursday, Pause for Pets. Loki the dog is still in dog jail. Loki the dog, not his fault, but he's still in dog jail. We'll see if we can get Loki a permanent home with Pause for Pets. It's 2 minutes after the hour. It's tour time. And once again, if that looks familiar to you, it should. This could be just like yesterday or the day before that. The only difference has been, of course, the clouds and the fog have been higher up in the atmosphere, and that's about the only real difference because we had just very little temperature variation. The days are getting longer, even though we're not going to see the sunshine today. It will be popping up at about 7:38 this morning. It'll go down at 4:47 this afternoon. 9 hours, 10 minutes of daylight. So today will be 2 minutes and 24 seconds longer than yesterday. We're starting to really see that now, especially in the afternoon hours. It's the sunset that's getting quite a bit later. Sunrise takes its sweet time. That is the Omi Gardens cameras. We look at Rocky Reach Dam. Beautiful view there. It looks like all the spill gates are pretty much closed. I mean, what's the point to have them open at this time of the year? Rocky Reach Dam cranking out the juice, baby. All the juice we need and all the juice we don't need goes elsewhere. That's why we have cheap electricity. The Arundel Rock camera. The cobalt blue skies of the valley off into the distance with Turtle Rock right in the middle of your screen there. And let's wrap things up to see how Leavenworth looks this morning. And it looks something like this, dark. The only reason I can tell that's Leavenworth is that the downtown Leavenworth lights are pretty obvious. They jump right out at you. Outside of that, good morning to Leavenworth. I hope you guys are hanging in because a lot of people, as you know by now, you can get to Leavenworth over US 2, but once you get to Cole's Corner, you got to go through the jump stick and pop out at the other end of Leavenworth, and that's for a lot of people just a pain in the rear end. And so I hope Leavenworth has been hanging in there because it was a tough December for them. It's tough to do business. I discovered this. It's tough to conduct business when you are closed. They discovered that in the middle of December. All right, let's get right to it from our friends at Colonial Vista. It's where comfort, care, and community come together. Here we go again. Clouds, high of 32. That's what we got to yesterday. Clouds tonight, 25 for the overnight low. You're going to wake up to some clouds tomorrow, but during the course of the day tomorrow is when that backdoor shortwave trough of low pressure from the Arctic will start scouring out the sky. We're at the very tip, very edge of that. So it looks pretty good that by Friday afternoon we'll have sunshine and a high of 34, and then we'll have a nice pattern, dry, but a nice pattern on Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Maybe by Wednesday we could see a little precipitation. They only have that pegged at about 20%, so we didn't even bother with it. But that's awfully far out of the forecast details. But again, today's the last day of the low clouds and fog. We really make that transition during the day on Friday. By the end of the day tomorrow, it'll be sunny, and I'm all for that. We're going to take a quick break and come back with your news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Clouds again, folks, 30 degrees. We're going to be about 2 degrees warmer for the afternoon high, but this is the last day of that highly, strongly entrenched high-pressure ridge that's been affecting our weather for about a week now. It'll start moving out over the Pacific Ocean. We'll scour out the skies by Friday afternoon. Sunshine. And it'll last right through the weekend. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Former Eastmont School Board member Jason Hines was ordered on Tuesday to have no contact with the family members and loved ones he's accused of stalking and abusing. The 46-year-old Hines, who resigned from his school board seat last week, had his first appearance in Douglas County Court on felony criminal charges, including third-degree rape, domestic violence, extortion, and witness intimidation. Judge Brian Huber allowed him to remain free without bail, but he ordered Hines to stay away from his ex-wife, his former girlfriend, as well as one of his teenage daughters, all of whom are alleged victims in the case. He's due to be formally arraigned on those charges this morning. Hines is also facing misdemeanor charges of assault and stalking in Douglas County, in Chelan County. That involves the same family members. The Eastmont School Board, of course, is now seeking a resident from the district to fill his vacant seat. The applications, by the way, are due on Monday. East Wenatchee police say they've made 2 arrests in the theft of newly delivered Amazon packages from a residential front porch. The deliveries were reported stolen at about 2:48 in the afternoon on Tuesday from a home in the 400 block of 6th Street Northeast. A security camera apparently captured the images of the 2 alleged thieves and their vehicle. With that information in hand, the investigating patrol officer spotted the suspect vehicle a couple of hours later traveling in the 200 block of Simon Street. That's about 100 feet from the East Wenatchee Police Headquarters. A 39-year-old man and a 29-year-old woman, both from East Wenatchee, booked on pending charges of third-degree theft, and their vehicle was impounded for searching to recover those packages. Chelan County is now among the Washington counties in line for federal disaster assistance following December's atmospheric river event. The storms, which began December 5th and raged for 18 days, damaged nearly 4,000 homes across the state and caused millions of dollars in property and infrastructure damage, including, of course, the erosion of Highway 2 outside of Leavenworth and the destruction of roadways and water treatment facilities in Stehekin. Governor Bob Ferguson on Tuesday asked the Trump administration to declare a major disaster for 10 counties and 15 tribal communities in our state. If it gets the green light, the declaration would make Chelan County among those eligible for the Individual Assistance Program through FEMA. Among other things, that would allow people and businesses to receive federal aid if they've suffered damage beyond their means to fix it. The state of Washington itself has already provided about $1 million in direct aid to more than 2,600 households. Grand County's courthouse in Ephrata is long due for an upgrade, and now the county's Central Services Office says they got the dough to do it, so they're going to do it. The U.S. Department of Justice has awarded a $1.5 million grant to the county's judicial office. They're going to create just one main entrance to the courthouse, its annex, and the County Law and Justice building. The entry would be built on what is now an open-air breezeway between those three buildings in the county complex. Money from the grant would also be used to purchase security equipment, including metal detectors and X-ray bag scanners. Of course, Chelan County's courthouse underwent a similar improvement in 2023. A state representative from Quincy defended the Office of Immigration and Customs Enforcement last week in a hearing on a Washington bill that would govern access to workplaces for immigration agents. It's House Bill 2105, and it would require employers to notify their workers within 72 hours when they're warned of an immigration inspection, and it would prohibit employers from allowing Homeland Security to inspect most records without a warrant or a subpoena. ICE, of course, has fallen into public disfavor under the Trump administration, particularly after the January 7th shooting death of Renee Good, the motorist killed by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. In a committee hearing on Friday over House Bill 2105, State Representative Alex Ybarra, a Republican from the 13th District, had some words with the sponsor of the bill, Lillian Ortiz Self of Mukilteo.
I'm going to be voting no on this particular bill. This kind of stuff has been happening since the 40s. I've been stopped by ICE. I didn't get handcuffed. I didn't get shot. I didn't get put on a bus and taken back to Mexico. What they asked me was, where was I born? I was born in Quincy, Washington. And they said, okay, you're great. You can go. And it's been happening forever. It's happened to me twice. It's happened to my family. It's happened to my neighbors. I asked my friends about this particular bill, and they did not like it. They want, ICE is there for a reason, to take the folks that broke the federal law, not the state law.
I am so glad that you were not handcuffed and sent to Mexico. But you know what? I have a person in a high school in a district not far from me that was taken away who's here legally. I have a Puerto Rican mom and her grandmother that were stopped, and because they didn't have their passports, spent a week and a half in detention without their families knowing where they were. That was in our neighborhoods. The abuses continue, and they don't have to.
Vale Elementary in Cashmere held a special assembly for students on Tuesday to announce the school had earned national honors. Vale, one of 63 schools around the country to be named a 2025 National ESEA Distinguished School. That award is presented to schools who have had success in closing the achievement gap, reaching excellence in serving special populations, or shown exceptional student performance and academic growth. Vale won in that last category because state data shows 87% of Vale students were at or above foundational grade level knowledge in the English language arts and 89% in math. We had a chance to speak with school leaders Sean McKenna and Rhett Morgan to learn more about what has contributed to the school's success.
Our community rallies around our school system. I think our award could easily be passed to the middle school and the high school level as well. They're phenomenal middle schools and high schools, but I believe it really centers on the community, has high expectations for our students behaviorally, academically, in the arts. There's high expectations, and our staff carries that to the classroom. They carry it to the bus every single morning, or to the recess playground, or to our front office. So I think it's just so much bigger than the classroom teachers only. I think it's just a huge community working together to see kids succeed. I feel like we've been high performing for quite a few years. Before I was here, we were a high-performing school. It's just nice to actually get recognized, not to mention recognized on the national level amongst so many schools that are great.
Here at Vail, I just feel like we have this connection between the community, between all three buildings in our district, our school board, our superintendent. It feels like everyone is just moving in the same direction. So I just felt like humbled that our system was able to achieve at such a high level.
We're constantly looking for ways to improve. Specifically in math, our math scores have steadily increased over the last, I can speak for the last 14 years. And it comes from a model of instruction where our intervention teachers are actually our gen ed teachers. With the support of our school board and Glenn Johnson, our superintendent, we have specialists or electives that far exceed a traditional elementary school in our offerings, which allows our teachers to have small group interventions going 3 times a week for all students that aren't meeting full expectations in our math.
We have a pretty unique schedule here that allows our students to have a designated intervention block where all students can get exactly what they need. But also we have blended different methods of reading instruction. And we don't just live in one camp of reading instruction, we blend what's best in literacy instruction together. And our teachers are very skilled in doing that, and they, through professional development and just experience. And so I feel like that really has sustained growth and achievement over time. We recovered from COVID much quicker than most schools in our region and around the state. And I believe it was just us with the attitude of let's just get back to business. Let's get back to what used to work before distance learning, before COVID, before the pandemic. And our teachers were ready for that, and we just dove in. And so we just went back to what we knew worked, and we didn't hesitate on that. And I think that's why, you know, our scores rebounded quickly, and then we've been able to sustain that growth over time. Everyone here pushes for that next level. And as far as professional development goes, I mean, for the most part, we really come together on that, and we really work together, and we're always willing to get better. And I see that in our teachers. They work well before school, they stay late after school. They know that they can always do something more to tweak their instruction or reach that next kid. And I think that's what gets us such great results, is the heart of our teachers and classified staff.
You should have your ballot by now for the February special election. I got mine yesterday. Of course, the big issue here is a Rivercom sales tax proposal. They aim to add a 0.1% to local sales tax to help improve emergency dispatching. Rivercom wants to add new radio towers to help communicate with police, fire, and aid services in dead zones like Blewett Pass, Lake Wenatchee, and the remote corners of Douglas County. If it gets the green light, the tax would also pay for renovating a new operations center. Rivercom purchased it last month. The agency is holding public information sessions about the tax proposal on Monday at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, and on February 2nd at the Douglas County Administration Building at the bottom of 19th Street in East Wenatchee. The last day, of course, Election Day, Tuesday, February 10th. And that is the news on this Thursday. Man, we've been busy this week. Today will be no exception. And they'll prove me that I'm not a liar by doing the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant Olson is on assignment, so Jefferson Robbins will be in the anchor chair tonight, and I'll be handling weather, so don't miss that, because that's always a train wreck. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight on YouTube, right around 5 o'clock, and we do have an email address, and we're darn proud of it. news@ncwlife.com, if you can, in fact, be proud of an email address. The Kraken are off the schneid. They won! Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Sports, let's see here. Jared McCann had a goal and an assist. Vince Dunn had a goal and an assist. And the Seattle Kraken snapped their 4-game losing streak. They knocked off the Islanders at Climate Pledge Arena last night. The final was 4-1. Matty Beniers and Capo Keiko also scored for Seattle. Philip Grubauer had 24 saves.
Is at the bottom of the National Hockey League, ranked 32nd right now. Barzal dropped it off. Here's a chance for Duclair, and he scores! Anthony Duclair, red hot, his 8th goal in the last 8 games, and it's a power play goal early on for the Isles. McCann pumps, doesn't shoot. Ryan Pollock was right there. They work it across to the skates of Stevenson. Eberle, McCann fires, blocked, rebound, Dunn scores! Vince Dunn, a 5-on-3 power play goal. It's all tied in Seattle.
For the one-timer, the first one to McCann hit the post, and here they're playing in a real small area game. They're shrinking the ice in the offensive zone, done a great job of that, and then they punt it back. A nice block there by Pollock.
Winterton chipped it around Boquist. Barzal there to follow it up. Winterton threw himself to the boards, didn't let Barzal shoot it down. Myers has Dunn and Winterton. He finds Winterton, back for Dunn, they score! A pretty passing play for Seattle, and Vince Dunn gives the Kraken the lead.
Real close. As you can see, Myers plays it back to his right. Winterton looks like he stays onside. There's the pass. Winterton looks like he's going to shoot. Good hockey sense to find Vince Dunn, and Vince Dunn makes no mistake going high to the blocker's side. Perfect pass, frees the defenseman. It allows the left-hander enough time. And he saw my phone and he's asking, he says, why are you Googling me? We spent 5 years together in St. Louis. Good save right there, right on, in tight. Good positioning by Sorokin. Would have been a breakaway.
Long pass ahead, Oleksiak out of the box. They won't call icing here. Islanders are shorthanded briefly, and now there's an opportunity, and they score! Capo Kako! 3-1 Seattle. Power play time, and they capitalize.
Well, the argument on this play from the Islanders' point of view was right here, whether or not it was icing. The linesman did tell the Islander bench that Mayfield turned the other way. So he would have had a chance if he turns to his right to nullify that icing. He doesn't. He went the other way, so the play continues. And now Schwartz gets on the hunt, lifts the stick, steals it from Mayfield.
One kept out of the zone for the moment. Now it's dumped in by Lee. Grubauer out of his net. Backhanded to Montour. He'll go with the high flip off target, but McCann beats it out and puts it in. An empty net goal for Jared McCann, and it's 4-1 Kraken.
In behind everybody. But from the defensive zone, stopped by Grubauer. He'll get an assist on the play from our AT&T connected cam. His goaltending partner, Joey DeCourt, already has 3 assists on the year. McCann gets the empty net goal.
You guys are almost to the finish line. We are as well. 5 seconds left. One backhand try from D'Angelo. Shrugged away by Grubauer. Makes it a 4-1 final as the Kraken pick up the victory.
Nicely done. By the way, that was the first of a 5-game homestand. They're going to be in Seattle for quite some time. Next up, Anaheim tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Men's college basketball scoreboard. It's been 24 years since Pepperdine beat Gonzaga in men's college basketball. Gonzaga won their 51st in a row over Pepperdine. That's one off the national record. And no problems at all in Spokane. The final there was 84-60. Number 7 Nebraska showed why they've won 23 games in a row. They beat the Huskies in Lincoln 76-66. The Cougars scored 92 points, and it wasn't enough. They were down 18 points in the second half. They came all the way back, but wasn't quite enough. They lose to San Diego. Women's college basketball, Huskies 25th ranked in the nation at home. Dispatched Penn State, no real problems there. Huskies over the Nittany Lions 81-65. The women's college basketball schedule looks something like this. Gonzaga will take on Oregon State tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Same channel at same time for Washington State at Pacific. Prep girls basketball schedule pretty light on this Thursday. Cascade will be up in Chelan in Caribou Trail League action. That's a 5:45 tip-off. Wilson Creek and Cascade Christian Academy will do battle at 6 o'clock tonight. And the prep boys basketball schedule. Cascade at Chelan at 7:15. Manson will be at Omak at 7:15. 7 o'clock, Thorpe welcomes Garden City Academy to town, and Cascade Christian Academy will host Wilson Creek at 7:30. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It is Franco-German Day today, because the people from France and the people from Germany share a border. It's about all they share, but, you know, hang in there, guys. It's Ukrainian Unity Day. It's Answer Your Cat's Questions Day. I didn't make this up. No, it's Hot Sauce Day today. We celebrate hot sauces. I like hot sauces. Of course, Native American populations in Mexico, Central America, and South America have been cultivating chili peppers for over 6,000 years. Mexico alone grows over 140 different varieties of chilies. That's a lot. The general rule of thumb is, if you're not sure, is the smaller the chili, the hotter it is. Now, that's not necessarily the case all the time, but it's the general rule of thumb. The Tabasco brand of hot sauce is the #1 selling hot sauce in America. Chilies are good for you. They're loaded with vitamins. They don't have any cholesterol, so they're actually healthy for you. I love spicy food. I put hot sauce in almost everything. And about half of all American pantries have a bottle of hot sauce in them. It is National Hot Sauce Day today. Bring it on, baby. That's what I say. 28 minutes after the hour. A remarkable day in history. 5 events, all of which would have been the lead story anywhere. They all happened on the same day. January 22nd, 1973 is what you would call a busy news day. Of course, the Supreme Court on this day in 1973 and their decision in Roe v. Wade and Doe v. Bolton made elective abortion essentially legal in this country. The ruling, by the way, did not apply to Washington State. Abortion had been legal in Washington State already for 6 years before Roe v. Wade. And of course, in 2022, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and turned the restriction of abortion back to the states. That was on this date in 1973. On this date in 1973, our chartered airplane, a Boeing 707, explodes upon landing in Nigeria. All 176 on board the airplane were killed. At the time, it was the deadliest air accident ever on this date in 1973. On this date in 1973, the Ford Motor Company recalls 4 million automobiles because of a steering defect, a flaw in the steering system. It was, at the time, the largest automobile recall in history. On this date in 1973. On this date in 1973, in Kingston, Jamaica, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier, took on the undefeated challenger, George Foreman. George Foreman knocked him out in the second round. Down goes Frazier. George Foreman becomes the world heavyweight champion. On this date in 1973, all four of those stories I just said would easily lead the news, and then late in the day, on January 22nd, 1973, Lyndon Baines Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, dies of a heart attack at his ranch in Johnson City, Texas, at the age of 64. That was a busy news day. Some non-things that didn't happen in 1973. On this date, 1929, the two-time world champion New York Yankees announced they're going to do something that no other team has ever done. They're going to put numbers on the backs of their uniforms. Before this date, in 1929, they didn't wear numbers on their jerseys in almost any sport. The Yankees were the first to do so. The numbers were based strictly on the batting order, which is why Lou Gehrig wore number 4 and Babe Ruth wore number 3. Lou Gehrig was the only Yankee to ever wear number 4, but believe it or not, after Babe Ruth left the Yankees after the 1934 season, the Yankees didn't think about retiring his number or not issuing his number. This didn't come into the thought process. So between the time Babe Ruth left the Yankees after the 1934 season and the time they actually retired his jersey in 1948, George Selcook, Bud Metheny, Roy Weatherly, Eddie Brockman, Frank Coleman, Alec Clark, and Cliff Mapes all wore number 3 for the New York Yankees. Then they thought maybe we should retire the Bambino's jersey number after all. Super Bowls, Super Bowl XVIII, that would be the 18th Super Bowl, held on this date in 1984. The Raiders from Los Angeles defeat Washington. The final was 38-9 to win Super Bowl XVIII at the Big Sombrero Tampa Stadium. It was the first Super Bowl won by a LA-based team, and believe it or not, an LA-based team has only won 2 Super Bowls, the Raiders and then the Rams a couple of years ago. That's hard to believe. The AFC would not win another Super Bowl for 14 years. After the Super Bowl, it was dominated by the NFC. And the halftime show, obviously, because the game was in Tampa, it makes perfect sense. The halftime show of Super Bowl XVIII, a salute to the superstars of the silver screen. I was on this date in 1984. And 37 years ago today, Super Bowl XXIII, Super Bowl 23, Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, a very entertaining and highly rated Super Bowl. The 49ers knocked off the Bengals in the last minute. The final there was 20-16. This was the last Super Bowl to be played on this traditional day, which was the second to last Sunday in January. After that, it's been deeper and deeper into the calendar. This was the last Super Bowl that began in daylight. Every Super Bowl since then has been started at night on the East Coast. On the night before the Super Bowl, the leading rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals, Stanley Wilson, was caught in his hotel room using cocaine. He didn't get to play. The halftime show, Bebopped Bamboozled in 3D. You could go to your local 7-Eleven store and get free 3D glasses, and then you were supposed to watch the halftime show in 3D. It didn't work. And, of course, after this game, 49ers head coach Bill Walsh announced his retirement after winning his 3rd Super Bowl. That was on this date, a while ago. Do birthdays. Experts, even though they didn't have IQ tests, intelligent quotient tests, back in the early 1800s, most experts agree that Lord Byron may very well have been the smartest person who ever lived. He was a poet, he was a politician, he wrote essays, he fought in the Greek War of Independence. Lord Byron, born on this date in 1788, didn't live very long. He died at the age of 36. But most experts said if we could retroactively go back in time and give historical figures an IQ test, Lord Byron would probably beat them all. I wish I was smart. Fred Vinson owns a unique claim to fame. He's one of the very few people in this country's history to serve in all 3 branches of the federal government. In the legislative branch, he was a congressman from Kentucky from 1924 to 1938. Then the executive branch, he was the Secretary of the Treasury for a couple of years. And in 1945 to 1946. And then in the judicial branch, he was the Chief Justice of the United States from 1946 to 1953. He's the last Democrat to be the Chief Justice of the United States for the last 73 years. The Chief Justice of this country has been a Republican. Fred Vinson, born in the state in 1890. Sam Cooke, what do you say? The undisputed king of soul, Aretha Franklin said, if I'm the queen of soul, Sam Cooke is the king of soul. He was as good as anybody. It's Sam Cooke, people, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, part of the inaugural class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the first 10 inductees. If they only inducted 5 in the first class, he would have been in that one. Sam Cooke. My favorite quote about Sam Cooke comes from Keith Richards, who once said of Sam Cooke is the singer that every other male singer compares himself to, and then they go back to pump gas for a living. The legendary Sam Cooke, never far from my turntable. We miss him, but we got the music. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We love those folks. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Benatti, a fantastic conversation you don't want to miss. I talked with Erin Cass, who's a board member of the Foothills Community Center, and Lydia, who is the program director. Great people, great conversation. They have a big wing ding coming up, by the way, on the 14th day of March. That's coming up. But first things first, here we go again. Loki the dog needs a home, folks. Let's do this. Spas for Pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and today I want to introduce you to Loki. Loki is our 5.5-year-old. We think husky mix. He's certainly got the cute tail. He's our big boy. He's goofy. We've had him for about 8 months now, which is crazy to me because he is one of our easiest, sweetest dogs who is just so genuinely goofy and playful and lovable. And I can't believe we still have him. Especially since we had such a successful Clear the Shelter event this last weekend, which was amazing. It meant so much to all of our staff seeing the dogs and the cats that we love go home to their forever families. I think our final numbers were 68 cats adopted and 23 dogs. And it really filled our cup. We're going to be remembering that for the whole next year. It was so amazing. Thank you all. But we still have Loki. Yes, we do. So we'd love you to come meet him. Loki is fantastic at tricks. He knows so many. He's so good at sit. He's really good at lay down. He's good at stay even. He can do spin and shake paw. He's so smart. He's so smart and beautiful. Yeah. And he's extremely treat motivated. I didn't even have any good stuff on me today, and he was still doing what I was asking. So I really think that he could learn even more things. Loki's a really big boy. He's about 80 pounds, yes, but he loves going on walks, and I think he'd be a great hiking companion too. He's really active, and he likes to do things with his people. Yes, he does. And I think a nice big yard would be great, but not necessary if you, especially if you love taking your dog on walks. That would be fantastic. We don't know how he is with cats. He does have some best friend dogs here, but as always, we suggest that if you do have a dog, you bring them with you so that the dogs can meet, see if they'll get along right. So if you'd like to come meet our Loki, we are open 12:30 to 6, Thursday through Tuesday, and we would love to introduce you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Loki's a really big, oh gosh. I took a tongue to the face there. Yeah, it was soft, but I still not great.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, the Epstein files. You know, it's pretty clear our current administration is doing everything possible it can to prevent the release of those files or to provide and create any diversion to distract our attention. You know, so what? You know, first of all, it's pretty clear that regardless of what is exposed about Trump or anybody in those files, Trump's sycophants are going to make up some excuse or justification, and they won't care what is said about him if he's in those files. And secondly, what Trump has already said and done about himself and what has been proven about him establishes that man as a sexual predator. Now, although I, like you, want the Epstein files released, it won't make a bit of difference. His followers have already proven that even if there is unchallengeable proof that Trump is a child sex offender, his followers will not care. Shaking my head. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. With professional-grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. all backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Welcome back to the program. We are at the Foothills Community Center. It's going to take me a little while to get used to it because for 35 years it was the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They rebranded on July 1st. They're now the Foothills Community Center. They changed the station area, they changed the website, they changed the signs. The only thing they haven't changed is the really cool people who like to call this place home. Erin is a member of the board of the Foothills Community Center, and Lydia is the activities director?
Program director.
Program director. We were talking before the cameras rolled. We don't really know what that means. A new era is in bloom. I like the theme for this party on March 14th. You guys are going to have a wingding. This is your baby, right?
It's my baby.
Talk about, well, we have a lot to talk about today, but talk about the 14th, Lydia.
Okay, so this is a Regency floral inspired gala, and it's going to be a very elevated high-end event. We will have a chef that is coming in to prepare a 4-course with an added bonus meal. It will be a plated event, white gloved event. The entire center will be transformed and you'll be completely immersed into this era. We will have dueling pianos for entertainment, a live auction, silent auction, and we will be having a bar. So it's going to be a really elevated, elegant event.
Kind of something that we really don't see around here too often, do we?
Exactly. And there are not very many times in your life, especially nowadays, where you can dress up really nice, dress to the nines, go out, have a really lovely evening where you just feel like you're in a Regency era. Mm-hmm.
This is your baby, your idea. Is that right, pretty much?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to take full credit because it takes a lot of support to pull this off, but I hatched it about a year ago, and it's taken that long to kind of marinate on it and help this come to fruition, but it takes a lot of hands to pull this off.
And to really bring in the people, because this was a high-ticket event, we're not going to lie to you, we'll tell you how much it is in just a little bit. You got to bring in high-class entertainment, and you've done that in spades. You brought in some really cool entertainment.
Yes, so we have Felix and Fingers coming from Seattle. They're Seattle's premier dueling pianos. They bring all of their equipment in, so they know exactly what they need to pull off a really great show. So they'll be coming in, they'll be doing an evening of entertainment. You can request your own song if you'd like for them to play, and they just duel, of course, as the name states, back and forth between each other, and it makes for a really interactive event. How did you get
these folks are not easy to get. How did you score this deal?
Like I said, took about a year of planning.
Early bird pricing, and I can't stress this enough, because on February 1st the price goes up, but if you buy your tickets now, it's $75 per ticket. February 1st it goes up to $100, and tickets are limited because they got to figure out if you're bringing in an out-of-town gourmet chef to make an out-of-town gourmet meal with the entertainment, you have to know how many people are coming.
Yes, and we actually only have, other than our sponsorship tables, which definitely are available, so they can, whoever's interested, if anyone's interested, can chat with either myself or Erin. But those seats are limited, but we only have 30 free seating available.
That's it.
That's it.
So this is high class.
Yes, we started with 145 seats, and we now only have 30 tickets left.
So what am I even doing here? By the time this airs, the tickets will all be sold out.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully. So this is. Are you a little nervous about pulling this off? I mean, this is kind of a new thing.
You got this. I am, but also I'm not. So before working at Foothills Community Center, long ago, so I'm a retired architect, as I call myself. But before that even, I did wedding planning. I worked at Sun Mountain Lodge as their wedding planner. I did private weddings as well. So I'm used to the stress. I'm used to needing to be on a time schedule, and there's no room for error. This is going to be a little more relaxed because it's not like anyone's getting married, hopefully. I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll be a surprise.
That'd be kind of cool.
It could be. I guess if anyone's interested.
Yeah. If you're ordained out there and you want to show up, I mean, with the wine flowing and the music, there'll be romance in the air.
Yeah, the event might speak for itself, who knows? But So
you'll pull
no.
this off.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. My biggest thing is transforming the space and making you feel really immersed. And I'm hoping that works well. I want people to come in and just say, wow.
Was this a hard sell for the board, Erin? Because she just can't greenlight it. She has to go through channels. So she approached, you're on the board.
We opened the gates. We're like,
Lydia
let it
said,
in.
let's do this.
Yeah. I think Lydia is super talented and very humble in her abilities. I have no doubt this will be a really fun event. Have you been to a dueling piano show?
I have not been to a dueling piano show. I went to a dueling harpsichord show. Gave me a terrible headache. I'm joking.
Well, the Performing Arts Center annually for their Festival of Trees, they do one on their stage, and so it was a different company, but I go every year. So much fun. You can request your song, and people get up and dance. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
You're one of the co-chairs of the fundraising campaign. We all know this place is aging out, so to speak. Pardon the pun, because they don't use senior center anymore. Almost 35 years old. The first part was the rebranding. That's done. You still in a 35-year-old campus with the various inherent problems that come with that, from roof to HVAC to electricity. It's all out of date now, and you're out of space.
We need to be future ready because every month we have 40 to 50 new members coming with well over 2,000 members already. So we're expanding. We're preparing for the future for people, beyond our, they'll be for decades ahead.
And you're using parts of this building that it wasn't designed for, specifically the thrift shop.
Right.
The thrift shop is a great place, but it wasn't designed as a thrift shop.
Right.
And you can tell.
Right. So we're adding 6,200 square feet on the north side of our building, which will open up 9 different spaces for more programs. I think we have over 40 different activities right now. Is that correct?
Yes. And they're adding every day where we can squeeze them in.
Yeah. So with the increasing demand, younger people coming into the center with Foothills Community Center, we want to be prepared for the future, not only for this existing space. We have about $1 million that we're trying to raise just for our existing space, but over $3 million for the new expansion.
People are resistant to change. How's the rebranding been going? Because this wasn't a secret.
No.
You told folks months and months ago you were going to rebrand the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Has it gone over well with not only your existing members, but the community at large with the new name?
I mean, I'm out and about. I work with the older populations, and most people come to me and say, yeah, I see that trend going on throughout the state. Seattle, Bainbridge Island, other senior centers have evolved into community centers. So we're on the pulse of what's going on, and it's been well received.
And as we talked about this before, when you put the word senior in front of anything, that puts you in kind of a box.
Yeah,
and
it
you guys,
does.
And it doesn't work for you guys anymore.
No, it just doesn't. And to attract state and federal funding, we need to be more inclusive, and that's the direction we're going, and it's working.
Did you know the task at hand when you said I'll be one of the co-chairs of the fundraising campaign?
No. Dave Tosh, I have known him for many years, and he has left. He was the previous executive director. And Jim Tarbert, I have to mention him. He's a board member, our board chair, our board president. He is really leading the charge. He's the inspiration behind all of this, really. So I'll go anywhere that Jim goes, and Dave, he's in Arizona.
Yeah.
We'll wave at him and say hello.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Nope, I believe in what the center's doing here, and I'll stay with it as long as possible.
Again, it's called what's it called? Oh, A New Era in Bloom is the technical name of it.
Yes.
Because it's a new era for the Foothills Community Center. We talked about this at the start of the conversation. Let's wrap it up. Lydia, give the people all the pertinent information, because my thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers are going to want to buy tickets. So how do they go about getting a seat here on a cool night on the 14th?
Yeah, so there are a few options. So you can go directly to our website, which is foothillscenter.com. You can find our event on our Facebook page, A New Era in Bloom. So it's in the Foothills Community Center page. You can also contact me directly here at the center, and I can assist in getting tickets. They're $75 until the end of the month, and then they'll roll over to $100 when we turn over to February. And it will be a 4-course plus plated event by a renowned chef, and we'll be having the live dueling piano entertainment. So it's going to be a must-do event.
You're going to get $75 worth of entertainment.
Oh,
right
you're
there.
getting more than that.
You're getting more than that. It's going to be a huge success. Don't procrastinate. Don't even put it off. Get your tickets, folks. Again, $75 per ticket. It goes up to $100 per ticket on February 1st. The event is on March 14th, which is
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Doors open at 5 p.m. And we were going to about 9.
Okay.
9-ish.
9-ish.
We are looking for sponsors, though.
Yeah, let's wrap up with that because
Sponsorships.
you can sponsor a table.
Oh, yeah. You could sponsor, and that includes 8 tickets, as well as lots of media coverage. Again, over 2,200 members here. They'll go both in our online newsletter as well as our print newsletter. We'll maximize exposure, but please reach out to either of us if you're interested in a sponsorship.
What's about ready to, it's Tuesday morning as we tape this. What's about ready to happen here?
Oh, sail class. Stay active and independent for life. It's wildly popular here.
Yeah.
2 different classes, and I think they're wanting their space back here, I think.
So I'll leave you with this, folks, and I'd like to talk about this. Go online to the Foothills Community Center website, look at the lunch menu, give them 24 hours notice, and come down here and have a really good lunch for really stupidly cheap prices.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you
$5.
Yeah, how do you guys get away with that?
And maybe dinner too. Put it, in a little box and take it home.
Lydia, let me know how tickets goes, and if you need one more little push from this award-winning television program, I'd love to help you out.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Erin, I'll see you at a local high school gymnasium
I'll be
near
there.
us. All
I'll
right.
be there.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
That's amazing.
I just missed a bite. Nope, I got him. There we
Nice.
go. Beautiful coconut. There we go.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
It was 28 when this show started. We bumped up to 30, and we're back down to 28 degrees. We've been stuck in these low clouds and fog for about a week now. It's been engulfing everybody. It's typical of this time of the year, but it gets a little boring after a while. Well, good news. This is the last day of this nonsense. If you've been paying any attention to the national news, you know there's a significant winter storm that's going to start out with a big mass of cold Arctic air blasting through Saskatchewan and Alberta. It's going to go through the upper Midwest and eventually collide with a bunch of wet weather coming up from the southwest, and it's going to give a lot of folks on the East Coast and the South a ton of snow. We're going to be at the very, very edge of that blast of Arctic air. And the nice thing is we're not going to have any of that, but because we're right on the very edge, and it's going to mix up the winds in the upper atmosphere, which is where the clouds are, it's going to scour out the skies. It's going to happen throughout the course of the day today. No change today until tonight, and that's when that backdoor shortwave begins to come through. And by the time we get to Friday afternoon, we'll have lots of sunshine. But one more day of this gunk lack of a better term, and a high of about 32, which is what we hit yesterday, 25 for the overnight low tonight. It'll be clouds in the early morning hours on Friday. By noon, we'll see sunshine. It'll be bountiful sunshine by the end of the day on Friday with a high of 34. Overnight low is going to get chilly because we won't have any clouds to keep the blanket on, so all the way down to 22 on Friday night. No complaints about the weekend. Saturday, sunshine, 33. Going to be a beautiful day in Seattle for the NFC Championship game. It'll be nice here, too, with lots of sunshine and a high of 34. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. Start your weekend with us tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.